All right, got my boy Jodie in here, man. Welcome to the Mr. Homeboy podcast, man. Go ahead, talk to me, man.
Hey man, pleasure to be here, man. You called me, I answered, man. We here now.
Yes, sir. First off, I know we all going through this pandemic and stuff like that. How's the family doing? How's you doing? How's everything?
Hey, man, family's great, of course. We all, eating good, taking care of ourselves, of course, social distancing, doing everything that we can. And we also hope whoever's listening can do the same as well. So we can be corona free, in this unfortunate pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you, man.
What about you?
Me personally, man, I don't be going nowhere, so I ain't gotta worry about social distance. Just be cooped up in the house, man. I just be doing my little thing, man.
What we do, right?
Do what it do. Yeah, I mean. So with this pandemic, everything is just out of the ordinary. We pretty much had to adapt on the fly.
Of
So
course.
with us adapt on the fly, what you think have been your biggest adjustment?
Biggest adjustment is probably mm, adjusting with other people while they adjust. Because
Okay,
I could adjust my own and be good, but your life isn't just you don't
by
just
your,
live. You don't live exactly. You don't live in your own world. You live in the world. So this adjustment with everybody and staying cool and staying on top of everything and making sure everything's all right. That's the major thing. Just adjusting to everybody. So
I
I'm good.
feel. I'm not gonna lie. Me, I don't like talking to people. I don't like being people next to me. So 6 feet, that already.
It's been like that.
I feel like that, man.
It's
I'm
been,
like,
been like sick.
I'm
Been put
being
masks
legit,
on.
man.
All that.
How you think it with you are what I say? I consider you a hustler, where you get your money different ways, and you pretty much use your creative mind to make
Yeah,
money.
entrepreneur.
Yeah, entrepreneur. So how do you think that changed your hustle?
As in the coronavirus.
Yeah, because I know it's like you pretty much have to put on like your mental game have to be like A1
Of
because
course.
it's like what we was used to would be like, okay, that's the norm, that's the norm. We're doing this, blah blah blah. This
Yeah.
pandemic hit is like you can't really do this here. You have to
Yeah.
go on internet.
Yeah. So really, it turned it up. Like, you know, through this pandemic, you kind of gotta generate your own streams of income because a lot of jobs have been lost. So
Hmm.
jobs been lost. So if you don't got no job, you got to create a job. You know what I'm saying? So it turned everything up. Yeah, I've been looking for a whole lot of things for me to, find a way to support myself and my fam. So it turned everything up. Just finding things. You got more time on your hands. Just been looking for things to what can I do right now? What can I do later? So keeping up with the trends. It turned it up all the way. Definitely.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the main thing that I turned on was prioritizing everything and make sure I stay in line and try to keep a good head
Yeah,
on
yeah.
what I want to get done and be like, okay, even though it may take me a little bit longer, this is what I want to focus on because me focusing on this is gonna help in the long run.
I already know.
So that's the biggest adjustment with me, just pretty much locking in on one task at a time instead of trying to do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this.
You're right. So instead of not bouncing all over the place, it's time to
Yeah,
just
this
get things done one by one and just climb that ladder.
exactly. And I know that's pretty much building the foundation.
Right.
The-
It's solid foundation. Because once you climb up them steps, you're gonna be at the top of the steps. So I'd rather be at the top of the steps than at the bottom of the steps.
with this whole with this whole presidential debate, we see we have a new president, President Biden.
Yeah, Joe Biden is sir. Democrats.
I feel you. And Trump was in office for damn near since
Like 4 years.
2016. And
4 years.
honestly, the thing that kills me is like I didn't even know he was in office that long. Like the time flew by that fast. That
Exactly. That's why you gotta stay at it because time's just gonna fly just like that. So
crazy, man. So in Trump presidential thing, what have you think he affected? What you
uh
think, good or bad? What you think that he actually affected? Because me personally, I don't agree with the stuff he says.
of course.
I don't agree with like he's a racist,
Period.
but he's a racist. But I want to see, in your opinion, what you feel like he did for the better or what he did for the worse.
Okay.
Because there's always a fine balance on.
Well, for the worst, I'm gonna start with the worst. Always bad first, and then cover it up with the good. But for the worst, he said a lot of things that hurt that affected the black
Mm-hmm.
community and other communities as well.
Yep.
So you know, words hurt, especially when it comes from positions of power. So
And you
words.
know that I don't mean to cut you off, but the thing is like once you say a certain words to people and affect them like in a negative way, if you say something good, they're not even trying to hear it because they pretty much harden.
Mhm.
They're hardened, so it's like they don't even try. Even if you're trying to say something positive, they're not even trying to hear
Yeah,
you.
exactly. So it was a tricky
So,
situation when you be in the office. So, but on the other hand, it shows like if you want to make something happen, you can make something happen. Because you can see in the interview that he had before saying, "I'm gonna run for president. I'm gonna do it for
mm-hmm.
this party, and I'm gonna win." And he did it. So it's like if you set your mind to something, you can all your dreams can come true if you make them come true. So I learned that. I took that away from him, and it actually brought us together because so much stuff that he said affected us so much that it actually brought us together. So that's why we was able to overcome him being in office. So now the Democrat Party, which is the party that I represent as well, that I'm with, now we are in office. So now we just had to wait our turn, and now it's time and coming to work.
Me personally, I honestly not no Democrat or no Republican because honestly, like this whole even with this the one that just happened with freaking Biden or what's the other dude name or other person name?
Ooh, Trump, right?
Yeah, Biden or Trump, right?
Exactly.
Freaking either you're gonna vote for a known racist that's gonna speak his mind and you not gonna like it, or you're gonna vote for somebody who's pretty much sugarcoat like the rest of the presidents and they want to tell you what you want to hear. And not 9 times out of 10 is like
That's a little personal. All you gotta do is just look at the policies because within politics, that affects policies. So you just vote on the policies and not instead of just on the person. Because ain't nobody perfect. So we're not gonna vote on who's the perfect person. We're gonna vote on who's has the perfect policies. So I just look at the policies, man. Everything else is I keep that let that be personal.
I feel you on that. Next thing was I know you seen with all these racial injustice. Want to see how you feel about that, especially with the Black Lives Matter movement, and how you feel like they can improve or better the culture.
Okay. Well, first thing, the Black Lives Matter movement is one of the number one movement right now. No matter what, all lives matter is irrelevant. It's Black Lives Matter because we've been under just so much for years and years and years and years and years, and we started off as kings and queens, and now
Mm-hmm.
we're trying to do that. So, and that's why we're pushing Black Lives Matter, which they do. So that's that. Black lives do matter. So we gotta figure out some ways to make things good for us. But it's time gonna tell, man. It's not gonna happen in one day. It's not gonna happen in 1 year. It may not happen in the next 100 years, but as long as we just keep fighting and you know keep getting laws put in our way, get the president that we want, you know, turning ourselves into entrepreneurs and making money for ourselves without having to use any of these jobs that are have been ran by racist white men and things like that. So now we've become our kings and queens again. So it's just a matter of time. Actually, that's all it is. It's a matter of time, and time's coming.
Because honestly, I feel like the black people um, they do have a reason to feel the way they do,
Of course,
and or to express their ways. We don't hold our black people accountable.
yeah, because
We
hey,
don't
man,
hold we don't hold our black people accountable,
right?
and it's
It's a
like,
lot. It's a lot of lazy black people.
and then that's the thing where it's like black person go kill another dude, another black person. They get a pat on their back, they get a stripe. But if a police officer kill them, it's like, oh nah, blah blah blah, blah yada
So
yada yada.
yeah, that's
And
one thing. Like we got to stop. We got to stop doing that. Like,
exactly,
but
and
one thing that has kind of stopped it is a lot of people now have we're getting money now. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like people not as aggressive as they are because you broke, you mad at yourself, you mad at everything. Somebody try you, you are already mad, so you don't even care about your life. So you definitely don't care about
Mm-hmm.
somebody. So
Yep.
now you got money, you're taking care of people. So
Mm-hmm. You
you
got
look
more
up
responsibilities.
responsibilities. Exactly. That's why we got to start holding people more accountable. So now that people, if we stop this laziness, we stop being so mad that we're,
Mm-hmm.
in the position that we want to be. So now we're good players. We ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we can stop killing each other. So now we can just focus on who's killing us, instead of killing each other. We got to come together.
No,
Time.
man, most definitely. And I feel like the more, because with me, I feel like the like it hurts me whenever I hear stories about the prison system and
Yeah.
how like with convicts, people that mess up, like, bruh, they mess up, they go to jail when they're like 16, 17, 18.
Mm-hmm.
They come out as convicts. They can't get jobs. They can't really go nowhere to.
Certain certifications, it's hard for them.
Yeah, and it's like, dang, like they made one mistake, and it's like you say they're free, but they're really not free.
Exactly. They gotta work so much just to get back. So, they gotta pay so much.
Exactly.
So it's kind of hard for them.
And then it's like jobs where it's like they're pretty much jobs are pretty much giving them like below minimum wage because it's like they have the upper hand on them.
Exactly.
So instead of paying $7.25, be like, I'm gonna pay you $4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pay you $4. And it's either you take this or you go somewhere else where you probably can't work because you can't work with another inmate or not another inmate, another felon. So it's like your options are limited.
Mm-hmm. That's why it's so important for us, people like us to create those jobs because
Mm-hmm.
we got to put ourselves in a position to create jobs for people who in that situation because actually it's other situations that affects people to get good jobs. So entrepreneurs like myself and like you, we got to create those jobs. Got to inspire other people to create those jobs because there's people out here who's really trying to provide for their family that can't because of situations that they can't get over. So you gotta help people.
Freaking yeah, man. I pray for them every single day, man. That like because it's sad just looking at it, bro. And it's like it's they really can't do nothing, and that's why they resort back to what they know, which is
So,
making money off the streets.
however, they got to do it. Exactly.
And it's like they're caught in the rat race, and it's like, let's say you don't have money for your PO violation of probation right there.
Right
Thank
back
you.
to jail.
Yeah, you're going right back to jail, starting over from scratch, and it's like it's honestly sad.
Mhm.
But since we're talking about,
Yeah, what a good question is that, man.
yeah, man, I'm on some negative
Man,
Nancy.
yeah,
On some
man.
negative Nancy, man.
Let's get some of this cloth talk in now, man. This bag talk.
All right. So me and you personally, we came up on pretty good amount of money. I want to say we're wealthy, rich, blah blah blah. We're on our way. That's what we will say.
Yeah.
Um, in your opinion, you use creative thinking in order to make investment, make money, blah blah blah. And for somebody out there who wanted to get information, if you had, we have three different situations. One person that have $5,000, $20,000, and $50,000. Right?
Okay.
And I want to see, in your opinion, if they listening to this, maybe it's some way that they could think or something to spark a plug to make them think of a way to make money off of that.
Okay. We'll actually start all the way down from $500.
500. All right.
Exactly. So when you first start to get some money, no matter how much, $5, $10, $100, 200, you have to save it. Like you have to go through those times, them tough times. So that's gonna make you a man. It's gonna make you a woman, and you just gotta stay down. You got to stay down so your money can start coming up. So you let them times go by you because it's not about like you can gain money, you can be rich off of money you save, in opposed to just being rich off of money you make. So you just save your money. Now you got money. Now you got $5,000 in no time, or however long it takes. So now you up from $500 you have to save to get to that 5,000 mark. So now you can start splitting your money up so your money can start making money. So then when you get a light amount of money, now you start investing in some things. Probably find, just have your ears to the neighborhood, to the streets. You got to know what's going on. Find out who's making money doing what. Call them up, see if you can collab with them. It's make your own thing up. But me personally, a quick thing you can start doing is day trading for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Buy stocks, you can that works for sure. I've actually started doing that not so long ago, and I'm doing well. So that's a big thing. That's sophisticated now. I'm doing well. You know what I'm saying? Taking flights. You can do that. But first thing first is it has to be in you, like you before anything. As soon as you get that money, because you can lose it all. You can go buy chains, go buy shirts and jewelry and other stuff like that. Go buy nights for you to have fun, like stuff like that, and now you're back broke. So
I think the main thing that people need to put in account is you need good habits.
yeah,
You need to develop good habits while you
habits.
don't have money. So when you do get money, you can pretty much still keep those same habits
Mhm.
and obtain like money. So let's say you have a lifestyle of let's say $1,000 a month. You
Yeah,
have a lifestyle of $1,000 a month. That's bills, personal
yeah,
stuff, all that, cars, all that stuff. $1,000. That's what you need to get by.
uh,
And let's say you're making 1,500, so you have $500 to save over.
mhm.
So if you keep that $1,000 lifestyle of what you're spending,
Keep
let's
saving
say
that.
you keep saving that 500. Let's say you get a better job or you start making money. If you keep that $1,000 lifestyle, and let's say you're getting paid $5,000 a paycheck, you see how much you could be saving. But it's like you have to keep the same habits because what people fall into is
It's just the more money they get, the more money they spend.
exactly,
Right. You got to create those good habits.
exactly. And if you don't create those good habits,
Because we all had bad habits.
exactly,
Your life is like the stock market, man, going up and down. So yeah, you definitely got to make those good habits so you can
especially
maintain consistency.
especially freaking food. Oh my gosh.
Oh
Have
yeah.
you like just sit back like me and Selena, we pretty much went into a thing where we just sat down, just looked at expenses.
Uh-huh.
I want to say like let's say if we spent maybe $1,000 that month,
Yeah.
$1,000 extra that month, probably 70% of that was food.
70.
It was like 70% was that was food, and it would be like going out to a restaurant and leaving a tip, and that one meal would be 60 $50 or something like that.
Cracking on the head. Yeah.
Exactly. And then it's like, okay, you eat that one meal, like you're gonna get hungry later. All right, let's go get something else.
Just going out.
Going
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. That's a bad habit. Me being me, I'm a single bachelor. I spend on, have bad habits of spending on everything, especially clothes. Clothes is hard because you got to keep up. People don't want to wear the same thing twice, which is crazy. But which is I understand it, but it's crazy. So you got to just like almost spend money for people don't want to wear the same clothes, like doing this and that, the lifestyle to people want to look this way and creating an image and just crazy stuff. Like you got to just block everything out though, and make that tunnel vision and just go all in. So
But you know the thing is, half the time these girls just be rejecting dudes just because they don't look apart.
I mean, you
And
gotta expect that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, yeah, I do get that, and then it's like that makes like the men want to flex and do stuff that they don't have. Like, let's
Man,
say go out buy like big chains and nice special clothes and stuff like that. Men is only doing that for women attention. Like to keep it a buck, they only doing it for women
talk
attention.
about me.
I ain't talking about you.
That's just
I
playing.
ain't talking about you. But
I get you.
everything you do is to get attention.
I mean, not necessarily because what I like to say is you got to look in the mirror before you look in the crowd, which means like you got to look at yourself before you look at everybody else. So when I actually go put on these expensive clothes and these chains, I look in the mirror first because I look good. I feel good for myself. But that's just me personally. Other people may have that. They just want attention and things like that. But it's another side to that as well, where we actually do this for ourselves. Because you know.
I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. If you like doing that and you can afford it, do your thing.
Of course, but never spend what you can't spend.
Exactly,
Never.
and that's what I'm saying. With people who don't have it, they pretty much be like, "Oh,
Oh,
I
okay.
gotta get this because this is
Social
what's
media.
gonna get me girls." And you
Yeah,
feel me? And the hustle is backwards.
that happens all the time. I mean, it could be social media. It could be envy, greed. It could be want what you want, wanting what you can't have. So all that ties into it.
All right, you guys. So my laptop died in the video. So what we're gonna be doing is making a part two to this. If you could do me a favor, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification button so you guys get all the videos when it comes out. And